Hello, everyone. Guess what it is?
Oh, Everly. We've got the dog on here.
I know. I love you, Everly.
Crawling over the mics.
I love you, Everly. She's very needy bitch, just like me. Oh, shaking. She has to be next to me at all times. She can't just be next to me on the floor. We have to be on the same level. So that's why I put her on the dining table. I just burped salmon, so.
Oh.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I hope I don't have food in my teeth. I just came from the gym. I'm disgusting.
Just a hot mess.
Hot
That's
mess.
real. Real recognizes real.
Real recognizes fucking real. Anyways, I want to do a Bachelor recap because this season's getting real good.
Why is it getting real good, Alexis?
Because there's this disaster of a man named Luke P, who I hope the producers are making him sound terrible, but I don't even know, because even if they chop it up with editing, the sentences, the full sentences he says are still terrible. So he's been kind of like an aggressive guy, like kind of roid rage. He like tackled a random dude, whatever.
To me, my only problem with him that he's done is he just keeps dancing around his excuses, and that's where he's guilty, is he just never owns up to anything. He's always like putting stuff back on people. And that's what's making him look the worst.
Yes.
I feel like he could keep doing what he's doing, but if he's like, yep, I fucked up on that one, but I don't really give a shit. Like, it would be easier to handle him.
Yeah, because he would be authentic. But no, he's like just spinning a web of lies and always backtracking and gaslighting everyone, being like, oh, I don't remember that. That's not how it happened. And then
it's worse when he like puts it on you, but subtly, and he's like, well, if you're mistaken by the way I act.
Yeah. Or he'll be like, I'm sorry that you got offended by what I said.
Yeah.
That's not owning up.
Apology.
No. That's just like telling them that they're a fucking idiot and they misunderstood you. No, that's not what's fucking happening. So this episode, oof, I was sitting so mad. And I was getting even more mad because she didn't recognize it at first. But so she goes naked bungee jumping on a date, and she came out today and said they were both still wearing underwear, but she took off her bra, whatever, and he was like, you know what, I think sometimes people make boneheaded mistakes, and it really upset me hearing that, your body that's a temple was rubbing against another man that wasn't your husband.
Because he wasn't even direct like that. He was like,
that's basically what he said.
No, he was like, I love you so much that
I'm going to help you get through this,
even if you make bonehead mistakes.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with you.
Jabbing.
And he's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable. Like, I want to make sure I'm comfortable bringing the woman I'm going to marry around my family. Like, saying that because she bungee jumped naked, which is like I guess a Latvian tradition for couples. Like, you're signing up for, bro. She's dating other dudes. She's at the end probably gonna have sex with 3 dudes. So hello.
Just a little too religious.
Yeah. And what's even worse is that he was a fucking slut, and he admitted it on TV. In his first interview, he's like, yeah, I used to like have any girl I want, and I had a lot of sex, but then I found God, and so now I'm beyond that, and I'm ready for a wife. And it's like, okay, well, that's cool, good for you, but that's being such a fucking hypocrite. You had tons of fucking sex. You were probably the worst man-eater, probably like way rapey. I mean, that's rude to say, but he gives me like creepy vibes. I'm like, ugh. So, I don't know. It's not fair that he can go and be a hoe and she can't. She's not even being a hoe. She hasn't even humped anyone yet. She's just making out and straddling. She loves straddle. Who doesn't love a straddle?
Who doesn't love a good straddle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I don't know, really fucking pissed me off the way he is, and I can't wait for him to go, and that's just, don't gaslight anyone or mansplain, okay? God. That's my PSA. So another thing with The Bachelor is that we found out that the last season's couple, Colton, they decided, even though they're so in love, that they were living together, and then they moved out, which I thought was interesting. And I wanted to talk about like why people should or shouldn't live together before they get married.
Well, we're unique in that aspect. We lived together right away, basically.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks. But
out of my laziness.
Yeah, and it was great. But I don't know, some people, I get it. They're like, oh, well, you know, I just want to save that for my husband. But for me, I'm kind of like, well, you know, this is kind of like a marriage test to see if you can live together.
For people when they're like, they put off living together with someone. Like, after a while has passed. When a couple years has passed and you're at that point where, like, it's for sure getting serious and you're still holding off living with someone, like, to me, that's kind of weird. Because it's like, you're going to have to face it at some point or another. Like, I get you want your freedom, but, like, hell, even if you want your freedom, that should be something you could easily say when you're with someone. Like, hey, I'm going to need some alone time. We do that. We do that, and she does that with her friends. I go out with my friends. Yeah. So it's weird. That's weird.
I don't know. I get some people, like, they're doing it for religious reasons. Other people, they're like living with their parents. They're saving a lot of money. But when you live with someone, you know, you can save money too. You learn about them real quick. It's a marriage test. You figure out if it's going to work. Close quarters. It's like really a jump start into that. And then also, it's fucking people. The bad thing is people might feel like they're stuck if they live together. Like, oh, well, I can't break the lease, or like, I'm dependent on him now. But remember this, breaking a lease and moving out of your place with your boyfriend is way cheaper than a divorce. So
this is true.
Boom, bitch. Lawyer.
They always said if you want to see how well you get along with someone, travel with them. I'm sure that's a thing, but I've never felt like that. I don't know. I never like agreed with that. Like, for us, that was never a thing. If anything, it was easier when we traveled. I'd say living together was more of a telltale sign than traveling. Because you're like, this is a test of who's, you know, how are the chores split? Who's taking on more responsibility? Both, like, acts of service and monetarily. Like, those are all things that you have to figure out. But I get it on a vacation. For some people, they can say it's a test because you're really in close quarters. Things are high stress. You know, you got to catch your plane. I don't know, but we're always better on vacation. It's just the spending extended time. You see it with, like, coworkers too. Once you start working with people or living, any person, friend, family that you start hanging with, like, more than 40 hours a week, things are going to start to come out. Like, it's just so much time spent with someone that eventually you're going to start to annoy each other because of something, or you're going to start to love each other because of something.
And that something is Everly.
That's right.
She's the glue to our relationship.
I could spend 1,000,000 hours with Everly and I'll never get mad at her.
Yeah, except when she peed today and you yelled at her.
I did yell at her. I had to scold her because you pee-peed on the outside rug. You weren't supposed to do that. Oh, now she's showing her belly.
Oh my God, see, this is what I deal with all day. Just their love, and I'm just a third wheel. But speaking of getting annoyed with each other, I guess we'll just go into it. I wanted to bring up, since, you know, we've been living with each other for almost 5 years now, what are your pet peeves? What are my pet peeves?
Constantly ask me to do the same chore over and over again.
Well, if you just did it the first time.
Or anything, it doesn't have to be a chore, just anything. And demanding I do it on your time frame when I'm going to do it on my time frame.
Okay, well, sometimes also I'm the one who cooks all the time, and I don't want to sometimes, but I do it for our time frame so that we don't eat too late.
Yeah, but I don't put you on a time frame when you do it.
Well, sometimes you go, oh, I don't want to eat so late, and I'm like...
I mean, you agree, because it's like 10 o'clock.
I know, but sometimes I have to work late. I get annoyed when I say I send a text, and it has like 2 or 3 questions in it. Every single time, Joe will answer only one of the points. And even if I list them out, like, okay, thing. Okay, but you can at least take your time and just go boom,
sometimes
boom,
I just don't feel like answering them right away. I want time.
Well, you're killing me. And right now we're planning a wedding. I'm like...
And I'm pretty good at that. I know people who don't even like respond to text, period.
Well, I would never be able to deal with that. So
I'm pretty responsive on
I know you're responsive. You're responsive. Who wants to watch us fight? It's happening now.
That's right.
It fucking makes me so mad. I'm like, okay, and what about the next one? And what about the next one?
I do that though. I did that today, but I don't do that a lot. You rarely ask me a list of questions. You usually ask me one question.
Well, because I learned it's easier if I do one at a time. But then sometimes I'm like, God, I can't wait all day for this answer. Why can't I just text you every single thing I need? And, you know, I feel like we're still like in the end of the day an organization together, a partnership, and I need to be able to know that we're on the same page and just like send spreadsheets for you to answer.
That sounds like everything I hate.
I know, so it's really hard. It's fucking really hard. But the other thing is when, this was another thing that happened today, is when you don't have like solid plans, like everything's so impromptu.
I will for sure admit to. I thrive off of that.
And it takes me like at least an hour to get like ready to go out. So then he'll just be like, yeah, tonight we're doing this. And I'll be like, well, I had plans to go to the gym.
What's worse is
I have a late night meeting.
Me and all my friends are all like that. So
Yeah.
it never gets easier. And my family especially, we're all like that. We're just like, let's just see what happens.
I like live by my calendar. I've been an assistant basically my whole career.
You also hate if I'm like hanging out somewhere and I extend my hangouts.
If you say, okay, I'm going to be home around like 11 or 12, then I'm like, okay, he'll be home like latest maybe 1. But oh God, it could be like it's just...
When you're having a good time, you gotta let the good times roll. Can't cut that short.
I get it, but then when that happens too, sometimes you forget to be like, hey, things are running over, and I'll be like, okay. Sometimes you don't say anything, so then I just think you're dead. I always think you're dead.
Fun. I got
too busy. Oh my God, yeah, but we are a partnership now.
Oh my God, yeah.
So you have to think of more than just yourself.
Where the fuck are you? Question mark, question mark. What the fuck? I get the psychotic. He goes from nice to psychotic real quick.
That's true.
She goes crazy.
Yeah. I get really mad when things aren't going in the plan.
Also, her need to clean way too thoroughly every time someone comes over. I get wanting to clean like if the house is dirty, whatever. It's always nice, but then there's times where it could be like, let's say I was going to have friends over today and tomorrow. She would have to do thorough cleaning both days. It couldn't be like, oh, yesterday's was good enough. Always a thorough cleaning.
Well, you should be grateful that someone fucking cleans.
I love the cleaning, but such
I take it to an extreme.
Thorough. And it's at like 11 p.m. I'm trying to sleep. I got to get up at 5 a.m.
I know, but
it's wild.
I never want someone to feel like they can't like. I've been in people's houses where I feel like it's disgusting. I can't even sit down, and that's like my worst fear in life. And I am so proud of this home that I've created, and I want to show it at its best.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
So, there you go. The other thing that bothers me is when you just pretend to pay attention to me, but you're really not. Oh, okay, it's fucking funny now.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and then like a few days.
You're not supposed to know that.
And then a few days later, he'll be like, yeah, remember we talked about that?
I'm so
and
bad
he'll
at
be
that.
like, no, we didn't. And it would be like, oh, I don't. You could just be like, oh, no, I don't remember. He has to get defensive and be like, what? No.
It's not even. It's not even defensive. It's like my mind is so flabbergasted.
Ugh.
My mind is so like shocked that I can't remember this specific incident that I'm like trying to find it and I'm in such disbelief.
Yeah. So then you're like getting mad at me like I made it up, and I'm like,
huh?
Now I know I have to put everything in writing. Okay, I have to put everything in writing. Put everything in writing. So the other thing, this is like really irritates me.
Oh God.
So when we go shopping together,
okay,
I try to be like so supportive. I'm like running back and forth in the dressing room. I'm like getting him different sizes.
I love it.
I'm like, oh my God, babe, look at how this pairs
so
together.
I've gotten so many good pieces.
Yes. And I'm like,
it.
oh my God, look at this vibe. I saw it on the fucking Queer Eye. Like, this is what we need. You know, Tan's got mad style, okay? Don't hate. Both for heterosexual men too, okay? He knows what's up.
Okay.
Anyways, and then we go into the women's section. I'm like, okay, it's my turn. I'm like trying on clothes. Joe's nowhere to be found. Or he's
I'm there.
Or he's in the front of the store and I've got my cute outfit on and I'm like, okay, is this a cute outfit? And I'm like, Joe, I'm yelling across the store, Joe, Joe, Joe. And then he's just like texting on his phone and I'm like, where is the same like attentiveness that I was providing? And it's not every time, but
I don't have the eye she has. Like, she can genuinely look at a look and be like, that works, that doesn't work. Me telling you yes or no is like, it's a coin cost. Like, I could be
Yeah, but you know, sometimes I try to push it too far, like when am I going out outfit, so I need someone to be like,
well,
okay.
I'll definitely tell you when to reel it in.
Well, not if you're at the front, not fucking paying attention to me. And then the poor girl I'm embarrassed because the girl who's like helping me is like, oh God, I guess he's not an attentive boyfriend. And I'm just
No,
like,
they all laugh because they all get it. They all understand.
it kills
Girl
me.
troubles, right, girl?
It kills me.
We have to stick together. I'll tell you if your outfit's cute, girl. You don't have to listen to your stupid boyfriend. He doesn't even know.
People think that, oh yeah, women, they're the ones that take so long at the mall. Not in my case. No. I'm like, I know what I want. I've got a Pinterest board. I'm like, boom, boom. I found all the pieces. Joe's like, oh my God, do I get this maroon or do I get this purple?
I just set both the shortest and longest record this weekend trying to get glasses.
Oh my God.
We went in, I was so quick, found them, done, probably less than 10 minutes. It was amazing. But then now we found another pair of glasses that fit good, and now I'm still thinking about it. This was on like Sunday. I'm still thinking about it.
It's been 2 days and he won't stop thinking about it.
Oh,
I don't even know. But I'm just glad we didn't have to. I prepared myself mentally to be at the glasses store for 3 hours. I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine. Pace myself. I know I'm gonna get ice cream after this as a reward.
Just gotta check different looks. I gotta see, does this look work? What kind of outfits can I wear this look with? You know, is it gonna be good with like, you know, with like a more tan, more earthy tones? Is it gonna be better with pastels? There's just so many different looks it could go with. More active wear, more formal wear. Can it cross all boundaries? I don't know.
So
Who knows
intense.
those things?
And another thing, speaking about clothes, I'm just really shitting on you tonight.
Oh God.
I hate it when the clothes are thrown into the hamper, but they're not. They don't make it in.
I mean,
he just leaves
they're
it there
pretty
or
much
like
in
hangs
there.
it up.
I don't really miss that much. I've
Okay,
seen more of
Kobe.
your stuff.
Oh, no.
I've
Okay.
seen more of your stuff on the ground.
No. Only when I'm wasted and I come home, I undress and throw it.
Correction, this is coming from the woman that after I do the laundry, leaves our pile of clean laundry
that's
all around the bedroom. After I put all mine folded neatly all away. Hers are all just sitting in a pile on the countertop. At least mine is in the closet, tucked away, my dirty laundry that she's talking about. Hers is fresh laundry.
Mine are clean.
Put your fucking laundry away.
No, I only put it away when guests come over and I deep clean.
No, it's just in piles. It looks like a pile of rubbish.
That is true. That is true.
So.
Okay, the other thing, the last two things is Joe is an intense lover.
I don't know what that means.
So like,
I'm an intense lover.
He is. So I'll come home and he'll like just come up behind me and fucking pinch me so hard.
Like a pinch of love. It's like,
Yeah, that's what I said.
like,
You're an intense
it's
lover.
Like she's, you know, like when a baby's so cute, you just wanna.
Yeah, but
smush him.
and he'll like bite my arm and just like I'm like, ow, what the hell? And he like will hug too hard and I'm like, Joe, like you need to like chill the fuck out. It's painful. I'm like, you need to chill out. And then the other thing is like, oh, all men do this. You'll be like hanging out and they'll always fucking find a way to put their arm on your hair and it just goes, and you're like, ow, like you'll be lounging or like I'll be sleeping and you'll roll over and it'll like pull my hair with you and I'm like, oh my God. Makes me want to shave my fucking head sometimes.
I'm just trying to get some deep sleep. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you also fucking slap me on accident in my sleep. He'll be like, last night you creeped me the fuck out. You were laughing in your sleep.
What kind of laughter?
You were just like,
I wish I remember.
And I was like, oh my God, this bitch is possessed. I'm gonna have to perform an exorcism.
Living in a world of simulated reality where laundry was kept clean and I didn't have to clean the house and I could roll on your hair and not text you. Oh, that's probably what I was dreaming of. And I was like, this is too good to be true. Am I right? I'm right. Right?
Well, anyways, even though we fucking want to stab each other sometimes,
it's all for
it's all for love. You can't expect.
At least I'm not a.
At least you're not Luke P.
God adoring slut shamer.
Yeah,
who's
you
also a slut.
Definitely wouldn't be proud to bring me around your family. I've done a lot of body-to-body touching, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God. I've done a lot of everly-to-everly touching.
Oh my God. All right, let's go to bed.
Okay. Good night.
Sweet dreams, world.